Hey everyone, it's Ulyster here, and this is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunts. Now, as someone who has not played the first two games in this series, I thought that was going to put me at a bit of a disadvantage here. I thought that coming into this, I was going to be completely lost. You know, not having any idea about the story, any of the characters. I thought I was going to come into this and just be completely clueless. But actually, that's not the case. I'm actually quite pleased about that. I mean, the introduction sequence tells you who the witches are and where they came from and basically what they do. And there's a full glossary of characters that gets updated as you go through the game and learn more about them yourself. So you can just over here we go. You can read about them anytime you want. You know, like I said, it gets updated as you go and more things happen. And there are enough clues in the story anyway, as you go along, that kind of lets you know what your respective relationships are with different characters and things like that. So there's never a point where you're truly lost, as such. You know, whenever you meet someone new, it's pretty much guaranteed that it will tell you if you've met them before and what they do and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of nice. I do like that. It means that if you're starting here, you're not really left out of anything. You don't need to go back and read a massive Wikipedia entry about the entire story to catch up. You don't need to do that. At least not yet. I mean, this is like 9 hours into the game, and it hasn't really been an issue so far. There was one point where you get asked questions about what you've done in the past. And it involves different characters, some of which you've never heard of before. You know, so I'm guessing maybe, this is pure speculation, but maybe that's the kind of thing where it's asking you questions so it can change the story. Because one of the questions involves whether someone is alive or dead. You know, so maybe if you answer, yeah, I killed him or whatever, then he doesn't appear in this game. If you answered, yeah, he ran away, I don't know where he is, he's alive, I don't know. Like I said, pure speculation on that front. But aside from that, small little situation, it's never been an issue. So, if this is your first foray into the Witcher world, don't worry about it. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. So essentially what I'm going to be doing here is playing this for about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to be doing more than just walking around this little area here. And I'm going to be explaining things as I go to give you some idea of what you're going to be doing in this game. Aside from trying not to die. I'm also going to be trying to avoid as many story-related things as possible because of spoilers. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone. So at the moment I'm on a side quest. You'll see in the middle of the screen on the right hand side, find the little box the merchant mentioned using your Witcher senses. So this guy over here has given me this quest. Essentially he was transporting goods and some monsters jumped out at him and his horse. He jumped off, his horse has carried on going. And he's too afraid to go over and search for the cart because of previous said monsters, which is kind of understandable. So he's hired me to do this for him. Which I'm okay with, because the Witcher Code says we never work for free, and we're gonna get paid for this. Which is fantastic. Now, to do this, we need our Witcher senses, which, in layman's terms, is like detective mode in the Batman Arkham series. In this case, you just hold L2, and things that are relevant, highlight. Like over there, the white circles, those are animals making noise. Usually it's going to be things like wolves and wild dogs and whatever, and things like that. And the orange glowing things are herb plants that you can pick from, which you actually need to do if you want to make some potions and stuff from the alchemy tab. So we're going to go over here and grab this one. Fool's parsley leaves. Now you might notice that the text on that is a little bit on the small side. I'm stood 7 feet away from my TV, and I can just about make that out. So, that's one thing to think about, and is a bit of an annoyance. Depending on how far away you are from your screen, and how big it is in the first place, you might have difficulty reading the treasure boxes. I'll see if I can find another one nearby. Ah, over here. The herbs also appear on the mini-map in the top right screen. It's that like green leaf thing. Right here. Yeah, it's a little bit on the small side. It would be nice if they made that bigger. You know, I mean, there's a massive gap to fill there, and it's just like the world's tiniest writing. It makes you wonder why they didn't make that a little bit bigger. But, hey-ho. Right, so let's get on with this side quest here. Now, the circle tells you roughly where you need to be looking on the minimap. So we're going to go into there. Yes, I'm going to be picking all of the herbs in the meantime. So we need to get in here and then use our Witcher senses, and then just essentially look around. We're going to ignore any sounds because they're not really relevant to this situation. We're looking for marks on the ground. Here we go. So we can see here, and I realize it looks a little bit weird when you move the camera. The things move as well. Yeah, that kind of messes with my eyes a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I imagine it's going to be the same for some people. So here we go. I'm going to examine these marks.
Rode off into the swamp.
And the quest's been updated. I need to find the little box the merchant mentioned. Again, using my Witcher senses. So I'm just going to be holding L2 for this. Considering the trail leads off over towards those sounds, it's pretty safe to bet there's going to be a fight coming up anytime soon. But I only have half of my health, which is not good because you can die very easily in this game. Before we continue, it's worth mentioning I'm actually playing on hard difficulty. If you were playing on normal, it would be a little bit easier than what it's going to get like. Also, on normal and easy mode, it's a lot easier to regenerate your health. All you gotta do in those two modes is bring up the menu, go to meditation, and then meditate for like an hour or 2 hours, and your health will just regenerate back up to full. Easy enough to do. On hard mode and above, you don't get that luxury. So what I'm going to be relying on mainly are my potions and food. In the bottom left corner, you'll see it says 3 out of 3 swallow. That's the potion I'm using for my vitality, for my health. And then 3 fried meat. I'm going to eat some fried meat now. And you'll see my health is progressing upwards very slowly. For about 10 seconds or so, then I will stop. There we go. You would have seen the little icon just down and to the right of my health. I'll do it again, because I need more health. Vitality regeneration, that's basically where your buffs will appear. And any kind of buff you receive for whatever reason, health regeneration, armor increase, things like that, they will appear right there. So it's nice to know that it's simple to see. Also, if you're at full health, your health bar disappears. So if you can't see it, you're safe, don't worry about it. Let's loot this old bear hide. Okay, that's probably going to be used for making armor or something. So let's take a walk over here. Let's take a walk on the wild side. Now, I can pretty much tell you what we're going to be facing. We're in a swamp, away from the road. We're going to be facing drowners. And it looks like there are 3 of them, which is going to be problematic at best. If they all attack at the same time, I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty much already screwed. So what I'm going to do before we even attack, I'm going to prepare. Now, as a Witcher, you have access to magic to a limited degree. You're not as powerful as an actual mage or a sorcerer or whatever, but you do have access to 5 different spell types. You have, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Basically, a magic trap, you put it on the ground, and any enemies that walk through it, they slow down, they get slowed. Very useful. A protective shield, which is actually the one I use a lot. You surround yourself with this energy that basically protects you from 1 hit. You can take 1 hit and you will not take damage, which is very fucking useful in this given situation. Deals fire damage, just throws out a wave of fire in front of you. Anything caught in the blast takes damage, and sometimes they stay on fire for a little while, which is nice because they take continuous damage when that happens. Influences opponent's mind, more useful against human opponents, because what you can do in that situation is you can stun them, and then you can basically one-shot kill them. Very nice, very effective. Telekinetic blast, kind of like fire. The fire one, it pushes them back, but there's no kind of continual damage. You know, so I don't use that one as often. Mainly, I use these two. I use the shield and fire. You'll also notice as well, while I'm in this menu, the leaves on the trees and the branches are still moving. Time still passes, so this isn't a pause feature. So if you're in a combat, if you're in combat, you gotta kind of be careful. And here's the thing as well, this is one other problem I have with this game. Because there's no way to set any kind of, hotkeys, hot buttons, hot bars, whatever. There's no way to press a button on your controller to activate any given spell. You have to go into here to do it. In combat, that can get kind of fiddly. Which has killed me more than once. Because the thing is, it's not a case of you hold L1, highlight whatever you want, and then just let go. You have to highlight it, press X. Let me just get it right. Press X, and then go back into the thing. Get back into the fight. Which, like I said, can get a bit fiddly, and is likely going to get you killed if there's three things surrounding you, and you need to make a quick decision on something. Alright, so I need to actually find this satchel that he's worried about. I gotta deal with them. They do seem to be slightly spread out now, so maybe it's the perfect time for me to go in and attack them. So we're gonna go for... activate my shield.
Here's the cart.
Yeah, the cart's here, but oh, they're not even close to the cart. But I kind of want to attack them so you can see what combat is like. Yeah, we're gonna go for this guy over here. Yeah, the shield runs out after a while, so you gotta kind of be a little bit careful. That's poison gas over there. I don't want to go there. Oh, here's one. Can I get him without alerting the others? It's possible. Now, we're in a combat situation right now. Now, I've locked onto the wrong one because this game is silly like that sometimes. I'm dodging as best as I can. I've got a second one coming in. Oh, he's running away now. So their range isn't that great. Which is good to know, because it means once I get past this red barrel, I'm pretty much going to be safe. To a degree. But yeah, you can lock on to your enemies during a fight, but it's kind of weird. The distance they have to be to you is ridiculously short. I mean, that guy over there, I can't lock onto him right now. I can't do it, even though he's not that far away. Which, again, I find a little bit strange. I actually have to get closer to him, even after his health bar appears. I can't lock onto him. At this range, I can't do it. Now I can. But he hasn't seen me, which is good, because I can sneak up behind him, use fire, and then basically just whack the crap out of him. Okay, that's my shield gone. He's dead. And the other two aren't reacting yet, which is fine, because I can put my shield up again. Shield's gone. Taking a hit. I killed him with fire. Literally. So that's a bonus for the books. Taking some damage here, and he's down. That's pretty much the combat of this entire game. You have two attacks. You have your square button, which deals... get a sword out. Which is fast, light attacks. And then your triangle is your heavier stuff. Honestly, you're gonna be using light attacks 90% of the time. Pretty much the same as any other game ever. And you get to loot everything. Drowner tongue, Drowner brain. Nice, I can sell those for money. This guy's carrying just the tongue. Apparently I just decimated his brain to a fucking unidentifiable level. Right, let's go back to the cart. So, there's a couple of things around here I can loot. He said he wants a small cage, which I'm guessing is that thing there. But I'm going to go through everything else for... Oh, Alkahest! Nice! I need that. That's to do with your potions. I'll explain that in a second, if I remember. Bear fat.
An arrow. Didn't mention this. Interesting. I should take a look around.
Drowners don't use arrows. So, someone shot the horse. Okay. So what's here? Yeah, just some water in a cage. Christ, that's some pretty dangerous water if it's in a cage. Wolfsbane, dark iron ore.
It's riddled with arrows.
Okay, so there's clearly more to this than meets the eye. More wolfsbane. Okay, so the arrow is on the left side. So logic dictates that whatever I'm looking for is going to be over here. And it's not this herb bush. Or this one. I'm going to stop looking for herbs. Actually, look for clues, because that's kind of what I'm here to do. And the cart's there, so oh, what was that? Dead body. Interesting.
Square in the neck. Good shot. Either the merchant's got serious memory problems, or he's lying.
I'm going to go with the second one. I mean, I don't want to think the worst upon my fellow humans. But this bitch be lying. I gotta look for other stuff. Usually in things like this, anything that's outlined in red is important to the quest. That's not red, but I can like that. Not sure why I would, because it's just going to blow me up as well. There's poison gas in that direction, so it's kind of silly. Oh, there's a red thing here. This must be the little box he's after. Locked strongbox. I'm guessing that's
mentioned. Splattered with blood. Human blood.
Alright, so we found the box. We found out that this guy is lying his ass off, so let's go and question him a little bit. Let's see what he has to say. And then hopefully I'll get enough experience from this to level up. And I'll get to show you the leveling screen. Right, listen, I don't think you've told me the whole story. Let's go over this one more time.
Oh, and you find the box?
I could just hand it to him and be like, whatever, give me my money. Or I could question him. Thing is, I'm kind of worried if by doing this, if by questioning him, he refuses to pay me and I have to kill him. That's always an option. But we're gonna go for it because I don't like being lied to.
Yeah, found your priceless chest. And someone who looks an awful lot like a cart driver with an arrow through his neck.
Oh, it's bitchin'.
No dryads in these swamps, and never known a drowner or a water hag to use a bow. So lacking any other suspects, I'm guessing.
Watch out! Behind you!
There's nothing behind me. I'm a witcher, I'd have heard it. Just like I can hear your heart, which is pounding, like a liar's. Best hope you're a better rider than you are a liar.
Why did I always have to run? I don't... God. Well, I was kind of right. I've got to kill him. Jesus. Alright. Where's my horse? Oh, right next to me. Now, usually you have to summon your horse by double pressing L3. Yeah, L3. But oftentimes, you know, in situations like this, where riding is part of the mission, I guess it just summons the horse for you, because otherwise you're just going to be wasting a bit of time. Now, the thing is, on horseback, I can't use my fire magic, otherwise I would just burn him. Oh god, it's going to get awkward. Alright. So this isn't the first time I've been on horseback for combat, so this might get a little bit tricky. Let's lock onto him if I can. There we go. Okay, so this should be a little bit easier now. If my horse could stay on the road, thank you. Oh, I missed again. Where? Okay, where are you going, horse? What are you doing? Left should be left. I did not see this in the manual anywhere about the camera controls being, what's the word? Context sensitive. There we go. I gotta get closer to him. I can't out-gallop him. Oh, there we go. I think I just took his head off. Or I scared him enough to stop. Which is it? I think I took his head off.
Here. What?
What? Hello?
Wake up. See? Can't run from the truth. Not even on horseback. Now who are you, and why'd you attack that cart?
Private First Class John Giermer, Temerian 6th Division, 2nd Regiment. Disbanded, but still active. Underground, in the woods. That was a medical transport. I'd be damned if it reached the Black Ones. And the medicine, our lads could use it too. We've many ill among us. You let me go, and they might live, and fight once more for a free North.
Oh, moral choices. I mean, technically he did steal medicine. Or actually, I have it right now. He was trying to steal medicine. But then the Nilfgaardians, the people who were getting the medicine, basically invaded this land. Moral decisions. You know what? I'm going to side with him. To be fair, the commander of the Nilfgaardians in this area is a bit of a dick. So, I'm going to give him the medicine. Yeah, go for it.
Fine. Go. And may you and your soldier buddies hiding in the bushes be victorious in your struggle against Nilfgaard.
You've a vile sense of humor. But you're a decent man. Here, the gold I promised.
Nice.
Use it well. Drink to the Silver Lilies, and to Foltest's memory.
10 experience points, and I'm still not leveled. What? 30 crowns? Not exactly brilliant. I was hoping for about, 300. How close am I to leveling up anyway? Oh, I'm like, so close. I need to find things to kill to level up. Actually, you know what? Forget it, I'll just explain how it works. So when you level up, you come over here into the character menu, and you can choose where your points go down here. I've got 1 in muscle memory right now. You can choose any of these here in the red section, or you got signs, alchemy, general. Now, so you can't put any into mutagens. That's something entirely different. Where you put them is your choice. It's up to you. But here's the thing: just because you've put a point or more into any given ability, that doesn't mean it's active. To make it active, you have to pull it over here on the right to these two here. Like, I've got muscle memory there, and then below that I've got melt armor for fire, which is very useful. But if I want to make this active, exploding shield, I have to replace something with it. So if I was to do that, then I'd have both of those two active, but muscle memory wouldn't work. It wouldn't be active at this point in time. So you kind of have to pick and choose your things. It's not a case of you can activate everything here, and then suddenly you're the most powerful badass this side of whichever river is closest to me. You gotta choose what you level, and what's active. I mean, obviously, from the looks of things, you can get more as you go. I mean, this one unlocks at level 4, which is the next one. The next level. Now I really do want to level up. This one does level 6, level 8, level 10. It's every 2 levels by the seams of things. And then there's an odd number throwing things off completely. Thanks, game! So 3 levels, and then 22, 26, 30. It goes every 4. Okay, so it's every 1 level, 2, 3, 4. I get that. That kind of makes sense, really. So you get to choose how you grow as a character. You know, I mean, personally, I'm going to be putting my next point into one of these, probably. I mean, I would put it into there to give me more health regeneration, because I kind of need it. But I can't do that. I might put it into there, increases maximum vitality by 500. That's kind of useful. But then again, some of these are also kind of nice. Poison blades. Oil applied to blades gives a 3% chance of poisoning the target on each hit. Nice. You know, they're all useful in their own way, and it's entirely your choice as to how you choose to progress through these levels. So that's the leveling process. Now let's look at the alchemy thing, because I was mentioning that earlier. So here you basically have a list of all the stuff you can make if you have the necessary ingredients. I mentioned alcohest as well. I need to go and buy me a cherry cordial from a innkeeper, from a tavern person, merchant, whatever. So I can make that, because with the alcohest, you can replenish your potions. It's kind of like a one-time thing. You don't endlessly make potions over and over and over and over and over again. You make them once and that's it. Okay, if I scroll down, you'll see that Swallow and Thunderbolt, you already have this item. You only have to make them once, but you need alcohest to replenish them if you use any. You know, so you need to make sure you've got all the right ingredients to make more alcohest to keep them topped up. I can make one of these, if I wanted to, a Samum, whatever that is, in order to destroy monster nests when you come across them. And they do exist, which is kind of... I'm kind of torn. I mean, destroying monster nests is good for the greater of the people and all that kind of stuff, but if you leave them there, then the monsters keep coming back and you can keep killing them and you can get more levels that way, which is also kind of useful. So what to do now? I've pretty much explained most stuff. You may have noticed below my health bar there's another bar with a skull next to it. That's to do with toxicity. Whenever, like, you use your potions and I think you fight certain creatures, there's a chance of your toxicity level increasing. I don't know what happens when that fills up to the maximum. I have no clue. The yellow bar below that is the stamina, to do with your magic. You can only use your magic. I gotta be careful because I think I'm scaring people by doing that. I'm just gonna go over here a little bit. You can only use your magic when your stamina bar is at full. And those 3 bars below that, to the bottom left of the stamina bar, I honestly don't know. I think it's adrenaline. It mentioned that some time ago. But it doesn't explicitly state what it does. Or if it did, I wasn't paying attention and I missed it. Which, honestly, is the most likely thing to have happened. You can also craft weapons and armor, which actually reminds me, I do need to go and craft a new sword, because I saw earlier, before I started this video, that I could do that. The crafting menu, weirdly, if you're interested, is in the glossary section, not in its own kind of side menu. I don't get that. But you can't actually make anything from here. You need to go to a blacksmith or an armorsmith, as it says at the bottom of the screen there. Only blacksmiths can forge weapons, and only armorers can craft armor. So, although I've got a sword here, you pick up more diagrams as you go through the game, with different things that can be made with items that you pick up. Whether or not you can pick up more potion recipes for alchemy, I don't know. I don't remember doing that yet in the game. So I can actually make a sword. There we go. Dorian sword. So I need to find a blacksmith. Luckily I know where one is in this town, so we're gonna go pay him a visit. So I think we're not that far away. You can also break down existing items. I was trying to work out which way I was facing then. You can break down existing items to their base materials. Like if you've got something you don't use anymore, then you can break it down to its base materials and use them in other things if you wanted to. It's all a simple enough process. There's nothing complex about any of it. It's all, you know, laid out for you quite simply. And yeah, you shouldn't ever be confused by anything in this game. Talk to this guy.
A return customer. Welcome. What can I do for you this time?
I would like you to craft me a
forge something for
sword.
me.
If you please. Go down here. Hey, where? Dude, you do weapons. You mentioned this yourself. Why can't I? Have I missed it? So he's actually an armorer, not a blacksmith. Not a weaponsmith, even. Oh, that's kind of annoying. So I need to find a weaponsmith. Okay, sorry for wasting your time. Can I
Show me
buy
what you
anything
got.
from you? Like, is there anything you sell that I might want? Maybe. Yeah, he's an armor smith because he sells armor. Crap, I thought he was a weaponsmith. Oh well. It's kind of good though, because I can actually show you something else about this game which I kind of like. Now, in most games, you know, you'll be able to buy more than one of each item from different merchants and all that kind of stuff. And you can do the same thing here, but this game does something which I don't remember seeing before in any other game, and I kind of like it. If you look in the bottom left corner, it tells you everything about the item you've got highlighted. You know, amber dust, it's a master item, it's a crafting component, it weighs 0.02 pounds, I'm guessing, and it will cost me 330 crowns to buy it. But if I were to buy both of them, it would cost me 660. It shows you how much money you need to buy the entire lot of that item, which I really like. You know, I mean, things like this, it's easy enough to work out because it's all in even numbers, but there are a couple of things that deal in they're like, I don't know, 17 crowns or whatever, and there's 10 of them, or 9 of them, and you gotta work out how much it is. This game does it for you, and I really like that. You know, it cost me 16 gold to buy all 4 of those iron ores. It's a really simple process, and I like it. And it's the same thing when you're selling things. I can't sell any of these because, well, these are all things related to other merchants. Here we go. Like, I could sell both of these for 18 crowns. I could sell all of these for 12 crowns. It's a simple thing, but I really like it. It improves the game and, you know, the quality of life for the player immeasurably. Also, you cannot sell things to a merchant, to a given merchant, if it's not the right type. You know, in most games where you just find a merchant and you can sell pretty much everything you're carrying to the guy, regardless of what kind of merchant he is. Well, this guy's an armor smith, so selling him my herbs and my potions, kind of pointless, because he has no need for them. I can only sell my crafting stuff to this guy. Likewise, if you come across a herbalist, you can only sell your herbs and potions to them. You cannot sell your crafting things to them. It's equally frustrating, but also makes sense. I mean, you can't, like I said, in other games you can go to any merchant and sell everything and take your money and run. In this game you can't do that. You've got to go to a specific merchant for whatever it is you're trying to sell. But it is kind of a nice touch. I do like it as a feature. And I can't really argue with that. So this guy's actually not useful to me at the moment. So I need to find a weaponsmith. But that's fine. That's fine, I'm okay with that. That's pretty much everything. You know, I mean, like I said, you can summon your horse, double tapping L3. He's kind of gotten stuck on the back of a house, but he's still kind of come around now. There we go! Nice and simple. That's pretty much describes this game. Everything is simple. You know, until you, get into the more complex areas of things. Like, there were a couple of items you saw probably in the crafting area that I didn't have materials for. The hardest part, honestly, is going to be material hunting, because it doesn't tell you where things drop from or which creatures drop specific items. I want to try and get up here, because places of power, you kind of, you can draw from them and you can get another ability point from them, but that's too far away. I could just go up there. But we've been going for like 35 minutes already. I don't know if it's worth time, because I do remember that there were ghouls up there when I accidentally went there last time and I almost got killed. They were level 7, I was level 1, it wasn't pretty. I kind of ran. I mean, I could go to there. The signposts are fast travel points, so I could go to there, fast travel up to there, and then just go north slightly to there and probably die. I think it'll be worth it. I think it'll be a way to end this video, actually. We're gonna go and do that. Yeah, your horse is called Roach, by the way. Which is an interesting name for a horse. But it beats Dobbin. That's for sure. Okay, let's speed things up a little bit.
Your friend told me about Smithfield.
Whoa, Nelly. Okay, get off the horse. Check the signpost, and we're just gonna quickly, like I said, go over to here. And then head up this. Get on the horse. Sometimes it's a bit finicky about where you have to be. Oh, that's not my horse, that's why. Whoops. That would explain why I couldn't mount it. Apparently horse theft is taken seriously in this game. Let's head over here. This isn't Red Dead Redemption where you can just jump on any given horse. I think it was this way.
Come on.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I just know it. I mean, this is cemetery. There's gonna be more than one goal here. Let's get off the horse, and then let's prepare. Let's put my shield on. And then prepare for the worst.
Medallion's humming. Place of power. It's gotta be.
Yeah, let's just pick some herbs because, you know, that's the alchemist thing to do. Here we are. Yeah, level 7. Although I'm level 3 now, so this might not be as big of an issue. I mean, I'm still going to try not to get hit. Oh, I thought I just one-shot killed him, but he teleported. Battling a ghost sucks because they can do that. You know, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, maybe it's because I've leveled up a little bit. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? You cowardly shit! Alright, fine, I see how it is. I was kicking your ass, so you just ran away. That's fine. Means I get an ability point anyway. But you deny me a level! You cursed ghoul, you ghost of a shit, or whatever. So at least we got our ability point now, and I can actually show you what this does. So where am I going to put this point to? Fast attack damage increased by 5%. It's tempting because I do fast attacks nearly exclusively. I very rarely use arrows. Time slowed by an additional 15% while aiming the crossbow. Again, I don't use that often. Adrenaline point loss upon taking damage is lowered by 20%. See, I'm tempted to just put another point into here because I use fast attacks so damn much. So we're going to do that. And because I use fire more than I do my shield in an offensive situation, we're going to replace that. And there we go. Now, it's worth noting whilst I'm here, you get these as you go through the game. You get mutagens as you go through the game. Now, this one grants me 50 vitality. If any of these were green abilities, that number would increase by 100%. So if that was a green ability, I'd have an increase of 100 vitality. If that was also green, I would have a vitality increase of 150. And again, with that one, it would be 200. So it increases if you match up the color type. But the green ones, for me, aren't really a thing so much at the moment. I mean, increases potion overdose threshold by 1%. I don't even know what that is. Saw that before. Oil applied to blades gives a 3% poison chance. Time is slowed while aiming bombs. Every known level 1 alchemy formula increased maximum toxicity by 1. You know, things that I don't really know about yet. So maybe once I get to grips with the game as a whole and I understand these a bit more, I'll increase the green ones. But for now, red seems to be where I'm heading towards. And that pretty much is everything. You can, like, change your given quest through this screen. That's the one I'm on now. Suggested level 16. It's red, which basically means I'm going to die. So maybe I should probably, I don't know, do one a little bit lower down. Find the witch on your own or ask the residents of Midcops about her. Well, I guess we're going to be asking, doing things myself because I'm the goddamn witcher. So to do that, I need to go to a fast travel point to get to the destination. But that's where I'm going to end this video. I've gone through most of the stuff here. You've got a good idea of what combat is like, what the quest system is like. You know, the voice acting as well was pretty damn good. There are a few characters mainly NPCs, which maybe could have used a bit more work. But for the most part, the actual main characters, the story characters and all that kind of stuff, their voice acting is top notch, and I can't fault any of it. So yeah, this has been The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.